This is lesson 9.10, dealing with another metric measuring device talking about capacity. So I wanted to start with this slide. This happens to be the third slide in our presentation, but I wanted to start with this in mind, that 1 milliliter, if we take that times 1,000, we get 1 liter. We also, when we start with 1 liter and divide it by 1,000, we get 1 milliliter. So what I really want you to understand is that 1,000, sorry for the weird, terrible numbers, 1,000 milliliters equals 1 liter. Okay, now let's go back to the first slide. In this first slide, we see a pitcher that is full, is about half full of a liquid. We want to be able to identify in terms of a fraction and a decimal of just how full this is. So let's see, if here is where 1 liter is, we have this divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections. So each one of these sections is worth, if that's divided up in 5 ways, 1,000 milliliters divided up 5 ways. If we divide 5 into 1,000, we get the number 200. So each one of these lines represents another 200, not liters, but 200 milliliters. The M, lowercase m with a capital L, is the designated way to write milliliters. So let's find just how many milliliters we have in this particular container. We have 1 full liter, so we can say 1, we're going to do this in milliliters, 1, and there's at that 200 line, so right up here, that's 200. So we've got 1,200 milliliters. Remember, we can also represent this by showing a decimal fraction. So this would be 1.2 liters, or 1 and 2 tenths. All three of these are the same amount written in 3 different ways. Depending on what we're doing, we may need to use one version versus the other. Now let's take a look at how this one is divided and see if it's divided in the same way. This one at the very top is 1,000 milliliters, or we could say 1 liter. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10, this is divided up into 10 sections, so if we were to divide the number 10 into 1,000, we would end up with 100 milliliters for each and every one of these lines. So how full is this? Let's count them out. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, and it's not to the 700. We're going to say that it's in between 6 and 7. We're going to call it 650 milliliters. And I want to show that in terms of how many liters that is. So we could say that that is 0.65 liters, or 0 and 65 100ths. So you might be asking, how do I get from here to this number? Well, I have to take this number and I'm going to divide it by 1,000 to get to this. Or I could say, start with this number, multiply it times 1,000. One quick moment of review. 1,000 milliliters equals 1 liter.